So much good stuff today. Trying to squeeze it all in here. Here is Lloyd in Shoreline, Washington. Hi, Lloyd. Great to have you here.
Hey, how you doing, Rush?
Very good. Thank you.
I was listening to you yesterday talking about John Lewis, and it occurred to me that a lot of black people think, being black myself, think that there's no way that somebody of color will sell them out. And, and it's just not true. Obama, he did a great job of selling out black people during his 8 years. He did nothing. Zero. But yet, we still want to automatically vote for him.
He didn't. It's a good point. Let me ask something, Lloyd. Let me take advantage of your being here and ask you a question. What did, in your opinion, African Americans expect from Obama? It's clear. You said he didn't do anything for them. And
right.
If you look at black unemployment, if you look at any number of ways to measure, you're absolutely right. He didn't do diddly squat, but he didn't do much for anybody except the banks and some of his solar energy buddies. He didn't do much for really anybody. But no. What was the expectation in black community? What was Obama supposed to do or going?
I believe that, especially older blacks that had been through the civil rights movement and everything, they saw hope. They saw that he was going to actually. Here's the guy that's really going to help us. He's really going to, turn things around for us. He's.
Yeah, but how? I mean, what is there to do?
What, as far as what? Black people, what
we ended slavery. We did the Voting Rights Act. We had the Civil Rights Act in 1964. We've had affirmative action. What is there to do?
Well, I can't answer that, man.
Was he going to end racism? Was he going to reverse racism? I mean, what was hands up, don't shoot? Hands up, don't shoot was reverse. Hands up, don't shoot was nothing more than here's how we're going to get even with you.
Right, and so it's just like that. It's like I was raised to vote Democrat without question. When I got old enough to be a critical thinker, I looked at it and I said, hey, no way, man, I'm not for abortion, I'm not for this. And then when you look at the history of these racist Democrats, Jefferson Davis being their first president, right?
Congratulate, exactly.
No
way you wanted to be saddled with everything being a Democrat means just because you're black and have to show loyalty.
Right. Right, well, so now I'm a sellout. And I'm also
you've got some august company. You've got Clarence Thomas, you've got Shelby Steele. There's a number of other Uncle Toms out there that are very highly achieved people who are considered sellouts. You know what I think the biggest, and it's hard to put something at the top of this list, but I think, and I spoke about it earlier this week using a column written by Shelby Steele. In fact, I think one of the greatest disservices that the Democrat Party has done to its core black supporters is what I call the soft bigotry of low expectations. I think it's the Democrat Party who believes that black people can't achieve on their own. For whatever reason, be it racism, be it the history of slavery, be it Republicans, it doesn't matter. The Democrats have got an entire portion of the population of this country believing that they can't do anything on their own. That is destructive. That's insulting. And it's the soft bigotry of low expectations. There's no expectation that African Americans are going to do well for whatever reason. The deck's stacked against them, or they're incompetent, or there's lingering racism. But at the end of it all, the way you finish the sentence is there's no way you're going to amount to anything unless you vote for us. And if you vote for us, we're going to clear the path. We're going to get everything out of your way. And yet for 50 years, these voters have been complaining about the same things. Democrat-run cities look like third world nations. Democrat-run cities in some places look like war zones. What is the Democrat Party doing? Not just for African Americans, but for any of their other constituencies, but creating permanent dependency on them. And then saddling them with low expectations based on sympathy or whatever it is. They're not doing anything for anybody. other than ostensibly protecting them. Yeah, protecting them from racist Republicans. Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what they're doing. They got a cloak of protection around every minority, making sure that the evil majority doesn't get in there and do harm to them. Well, it's perverted. Let me give you an example. How many of you know the television personality Steve Harvey? You know Steve Harvey? Do you have an opinion on Steve Harvey one way or the other? Yeah? Is it thumbs up or thumbs down? It doesn't matter. All right. Well, Steve Harvey, he hosts game shows on TV. He's been a syndicated radio host and may still be. He happened to visit Trump yesterday. He went to Trump Tower. And Trump escorted him down the elevators and into the lobby of Trump Tower. And he was there. Was it Jim Brown that he was also with yesterday? Well, but there was somebody, well, maybe early in the week, but there was somebody else with Steve Harvey. Trump was with two guys. It doesn't matter. I just was trying to complete the picture. Well, Mark Lamont Hill, who is a professor. He's a liberal professor, and he hopscotches from one liberal university to the next, teaching racism and slavery studies and whatever else it is. And he was just offended as all get out when he saw Steve Harvey had gone to Trump Tower, and Steve Harvey was escorted by Trump down the elevator to the lobby of Trump Tower, and he said that Steve Harvey is a mediocre Negro. And Mark Lamont Hill then launched a salvo into any and all African Americans supporting Trump. He says he likes Harvey. Really? He likes him? Likes Harvey, understands his motives. He wishes the Family Feud host had brought experts on race issues with him so as to be able to tell Trump the truth about it. But he decried Harvey's recent visit as demeaning, disrespectful, and condescending. For Trump to meet with comedians and actors, mediocre Negroes, to talk about black issues. So you see, Steve Harvey, he's not qualified to talk with Trump about African American. Why is that? Steve Harvey's a success story, is he not? Steve Harvey's been a success at a lot of things. Why is he not qualified? Could it be that he's a success and that's why? I have no idea what Steve Harvey's politics are, folks. It doesn't matter to me. It's not relevant here. Steve Harvey is called a mediocre Negro by Mark Lamont Hill, a favorite African-American of the American left, by the way, and he is of the left. But he gets upset, and he's upset Jim Brown. Jim Brown's selling out African-Americans, and Mark Lamont Hill thinks that Steve Harvey is being dim-witted and unwitted by Trump, being used. Soft bigotry of low expectations. And then when you have genuine success stories, people who've made it, on their own, with help, whatever, can't have them in the picture. Doesn't present an accurate picture of the African-American experience to have Trump standing next to anybody who's successful. That's somehow it undermines the cause. That's crazy. Back in a second.